Welcome to Insightful Gaming. Today we are going to witness the ultimate Titan build, an electrifying mix of jaw-dropping power, endless explosions, and godlike durability. Strap in, guys and girls, because today I'm revealing not only my personal favorite, but arguably the most powerful Titan build in the game. Imagine having infinite grenades and melees at your fingertips. You'll unleash destruction and obliterate everything in your path. You'll feel like a true superhero as you're surrounded by a storm of spectacular void explosions. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. With this build, you'll effortlessly withstand the boss's onslaught, healing through all the damage thanks to the relentless power of volatile rounds. That's just the beginning, as every enemy we annihilate or every overpower we snatch up triggers a full heal, all thanks to Devour. And let's not forget the constant generation of overshields, providing an extra 4 to 5 HP and an incredible 50% damage reduction. If this video piques your interest and gets you pumped, don't forget to smash that like button and share your favorite build in the comments. Let's dive in. The overall gameplay and combo for this build are straightforward and easy to execute. Start by tossing a grenade to initiate the fight. As the grenade damages your enemies, you'll generate melee energy. Your objective is to catch a few low-health targets and finish them off with your finisher, while the vortex grenade weakens them. Finisher final blows create a burst of void damage, making nearby combatants volatile. Additionally, grenade damage replenishes your melee energy. With this combo alone, you can clear rooms of enemies. If the fight continues, use your shield throw to gain an overshield and more grenade energy. Thanks to our exotic Severance enclosure, powered melee kills and finishers also unleash explosions, making this build incredibly powerful. Combined with our Fragment Echo of Cessation, you can deal massive damage and wipe out rooms of enemies. We haven't even touched on our armor mods yet, which further enhance this build by focusing on energy regeneration and turning our finishers into powerhouses. While waiting for your abilities to cool down, use your Wave Splitter to create even more chaos. Wave Splitter is currently one of the best void weapons in the game, and we'll discuss this exotic in more detail later in the video. Now that we've covered the overall gameplay, let's dive into our aspects. Our dynamic duo today is the incredible Controlled Demolition and Offensive Bulwark. These two gems will transform your void abilities into a fantastic fireworks show, impressing you and your teammates. First, let's talk about Controlled Demolition, the Master of Chaos. This aspect applies volatile to your void abilities like grenades and melee. When you attack volatile enemies, they'll explode. What's even better is if another enemy is caught in the explosion, they become volatile too. It's like a chain reaction of volatile explosions. Plus, you and your nearby allies heal for an amazing 90 HP each time you create a volatile explosion. With volatile rounds, you'll be defeating enemies rapidly, healing yourself and your teammates in no time. But the excitement doesn't end there. Controlled Demolition partners beautifully with Fragments, where void ability final blows also cause targets to explode. Now let's introduce the second part of this dynamic duo, Offensive Bulwark. This powerful aspect activates when you have an overshield or standing inside your Ward of Dawn. It increases your grenade regeneration by 400% and boosts your melee range and damage. What's even more amazing is that with an overshield, you get a huge amount of grenade energy. Let's dive into the abilities we're using to make this build even stronger. First up, Ward of Dawn. This ability creates an indestructible dome to protect you and your allies. Not only will you be protected, but passing through Ward of Dawn will also grant a temporary boost to weapon damage and provide overshields for you and your team. This super is a game changer, and with the amount of orbs we'll be generating, you can keep activating it fairly often to keep the area protected. Depending on the situation, you can also use Sentinel Shield's super next up. Now let's talk about our grenade. We've got the Vortex Grenade, one of the best grenades in the game for killing enemies with damage over time. Of course, feel free to use whatever grenade you prefer, but we highly recommend the Vortex Grenade for maximum effectiveness. And for our barricade, we're using the Rally Barricade for increased reload speed, stability, and lower cooldown. Rally Barricade has a 10-second faster cooldown than other barricades. Now let's talk about movement. We're using Strafe Lift, but of course, feel free to choose your preferred movement ability. And last but not least, our melee of choice is Shield Throw, which offers a range option and provides overshields when used on targets far away. Now let's discuss Fragments. Echo of Provision grants melee energy when you damage enemies with grenades. Echo of Starvation gives you Devour when grabbing a Void Breach or Orb of Power. Echo of Exchange rewards you with grenade energy when you perform melee final blows. Echo of Cessation causes finisher final blows to release a burst of void damage, making nearby enemies volatile. This enables you to eliminate entire rooms full of opponents. If you can't access volatile flow from seasonal mods, consider Echo of Undermining with the trade-off of -20 discipline. This is how I like to run my fragments. Please feel free to customize your fragment selection to create the perfect void build to fit your playstyle. It's time to explore the weapons and mods that make this build an unstoppable force. Our top weapon is the exotic Wave Splitter, a powerful choice for void subclasses. Thanks to this season's artifact, all subclasses have access to volatile rounds, making void weapons essential. Wave Splitter outperforms other options like the Funnel Web SMG, with higher damage and RPM. Wave Splitter's exotic perk, Harmonic Laser, cycles through power levels, boosting damage. Picking up an Orb of Power supercharges the gun and fully reloads it. Supercharged Battery suppresses enemies, making them unable to fight back for 7 seconds. Suppression boosts mobility and fully reloads your weapon with a Void subclass. Let's talk about the armor mods that are making this build super powerful. These mods are focused on finishers, spawning orbs of power, and regenerating our abilities in super. Starting with our helmet, we're using Void Siphon to spawn orbs of power, and 2 Ashes to assets to help us gain super energy on grenade kills. Moving on to our 2 momentum transfer mods, they'll reduce melee cooldown when we do damage with a grenade. This pairs perfectly with our Provision Fragment, which gives us melee energy. With this combo, we'll get tons of melee energy for our shield throws, which also gives us our overshield and indirectly gives us our grenade energy back. It's a perfect example of how our abilities work together to regenerate energy. Next, we have Firecar to help us create more orbs of power. On our chest, we can choose our preferred defensive armor mods. On our boots, we're using 2 innervation mods which reduce grenade cooldown each time we pick up an orb of power. And finally, we're running stacks on stacks, which grants us 1 additional stack of armor charge when we pick up an orb of power. Last but not least, on our Titan mark, we're running 2 empowered finishers, giving us a total of 2 armor charges. We'll need these for Explosive Finisher, which will use up 3 armor mods to restore our grenade energy. Let's talk about seasonal mods. They can make a real difference in your build, especially when you're taking on tough content like Grandmaster Nightfalls or the new Lightfall raid. Champion mods are especially important because they help you take down the toughest enemies in the game. Let's quickly go over our seasonal mods. For the first row, it really depends on your preference and weapon choice. If you're rocking a submachine gun, the Submachine Overload mod is perfect. If you're into scout rifles, the Unstoppable Scout Rifle mod is the way to go. And if you're using bows, the Overlord mod is ideal. Plus, if you're using the Wishender, you can also get anti-barrier capability that comes with the Wishender. And don't forget the anti-barrier pulse rifle and sidearm mod for taking down barrier champions. But here's the thing, your subclass can also give you the power to defeat champions. For example, if you're using the Arc subclass, you can stun unstoppable champions with the blind or blinding aspects. If you're using Solar, ignition damage will stun them. And if you're using Stasis, shatter damage will stun them. And if you're using the Strand subclass, the Suspend aspect will suspend unstoppable champions, which also stuns them. Best of all, these mods are passive and don't require any slotting. Let's now shift our focus to the second row of seasonal mods. Here, we have the Multi-Siphon mod, which combines the effects of the Strand, Solar, and Void Siphon mods in your helmet. This is particularly useful if you use different energy weapons and want to generate orbs with both types of weapons. Moving on to the next 4 mods, they reduce the energy costs of your armor mods that affect your Solar, Strand, Void weapons, and grenades. For instance, with the Solar Surge mod, you can cut the energy cost of each mod from 3 to 1, which is super effective. In the third row, the first 4 mods do not benefit this build. However, let's talk about the most crucial mod in this row, which is Volatile Flow. This mod provides a significant boost to your Void weapons. Whenever you pick up an Orb of Power, your Void weapons are granted volatile rounds, which significantly enhances your damage output and allows you to take down enemies more efficiently. This is precisely why we didn't choose the fragment that gives us volatile rounds on grenade kills, as this mod is far more effective. Moving on to the fourth row, the most essential mod for our Void build is Bricks from Beyond. This mod eliminates the need to run a Heavy Ammo Finder mod, as it grants heavy ammo for you and your allies every time you kill powerful combatants with a Void weapon. This means that you'll have unlimited heavy ammo and won't know what to do with it all. Last but not least, in the fifth row, we are using Void Weapon Channeling, which grants a temporary boost to Void weapon damage after defeating a target with a fully charged Void ability. This mod is essential for maximizing damage output with Void weapons. In conclusion, this Void build is a force to be reckoned with. It is perfect for any activity in Destiny. Our selected abilities, aspects, fragments, and armor mods work seamlessly together to create a devastating combination that will leave enemies in its wake. If you enjoyed this build and found it helpful, please don't forget to like the video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting builds and gaming content. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.